What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 196. I'm here with Taiwan news reporter Min Yang. Yang or Yang? What do we say? Yang.
In Chinese, it's
Yang.
Yang,
Yang,
but
right?
When you pronounce it in English, it's
Yang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So both works.
Both works. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Thank you for coming. You did like a story on us. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. My time is bad. It's been a few weeks, right? So I appreciate that. Hopefully it turned out well for you guys. You guys are really professional. I mean, you guys came in, did your thing, and you had it like edited and super pro in like a couple hours. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
That's our job.
It's so good though. My gosh. Yeah. Maybe before we start, you can introduce yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So hi everyone. I'm Min.
Yep.
Currently I'm a news reporter in Taiwan, and I met Eddy during an interview, just as he mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Good.
what
Yeah.
I do, and thanks for having me today.
Appreciate it. So let's start from the beginning a little bit. Have you always wanted to be a reporter, and how did this kind of get started with you?
I think it started from before I applied to college.
Okay.
So I thought like there are a few options, and I was thinking, journalism sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
That you got to meet different people and like hear their stories and tell the stories.
I love it.
So I decided to apply for it, and yeah, I got into the J school, journalism school, and it just started. Then I had my first internship at a TV news station, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. You get to like learn different things every day during your work, and yeah, then I set my mind to become a TV journalist.
Okay. So your internship was while you were in university in the States, or was that here before you went?
Yeah, here in Taiwan during my junior year.
Okay. So you got into that, and then you thought, wow, this is perfect. I'm going to keep going with this.
Yes.
And junior year, I mean, it's pretty young, right? So what's kind of like an age for that? Because usually when people are like high school type thing, or early college, they still don't really know what they want to do. So yeah, what age was that for you?
I think I don't know if I can speak for every high school students in Taiwan, but what I've heard from my friends and back then. We're sometimes confused about what we're going to do in the future as a high school student, right?
Everywhere, not just here.
Yeah. But I think we just learn more about ourselves.
Yeah.
When you're like studying it and you get to know more about it.
Yep.
So I think that's why internship is very important to students. So if you got a chance to get into the industry earlier or like know more about it, I think it will help.
I think industry, it's really important to do the internship because sometimes you might think this is something I really like, and then you try and you really like it, and then maybe sometimes you try and then maybe you don't like it. So
yeah, that's true.
I remember, when I was younger, I didn't do any internships, and I actually went to school to be a police officer in Canada, and I'm here with a restaurant and a podcast, and I'm actually really happy that it turned out this way. I love it here, so it's great.
Yeah, everything just happen, and it becomes a part of your story, of your life.
Yeah, at that time I was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, like my dreams shattered. And then I came here, and the plan was to come for a couple of years and get some experience. And now it's like 20 years. Yeah, I don't know how old you are, but I've been here for 20 years, so that's kind of a long time. Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you. I
Taiwan.
appreciate it. I love it. I was just chatting with one of the boys sitting over there. He's about to graduate high school, and I used to coach him soccer when he was, I don't know, maybe grade 5 or 4 or something like that. Yeah. So we're just chatting about that a minute ago. It's funny.
Yeah.
How are you with spicy food?
I love spicy food.
You love spicy food. Good, yes. Good. Taiwanese people, they have like a kind of like a different kind of spice, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay,
that's
so
more like salty and
salty.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Salty, kind of a little bit more like a chili oil, like a different spice.
Yes.
It's great. I love them. I love both, but it's a very different spice. So I eat quite spicy, and then the first time I had like a like a mala huoguo.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, it's so hot. Yeah, and people were like, but you like spicy. I said, yeah, it's very
different
spicy. Yeah, very different one. So let's grab the first wing, and then we'll move on. So you can grab either this or this. We'll start with just a basic buffalo wing, and then we'll keep going. Yeah? Cool? All right, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. You're just getting off work, right? So you must be hungry. Yeah?
I am.
Yeah,
very.
Perfect. Okay, good. So let's take a little bit of a short trip back to university, right? So you said you had your internship in Taiwan, and you thought, okay, this is great. I want to do this.
Yeah.
So from that to university, maybe kind of fill that little gap in for us.
Yeah. So my undergrad was I got my bachelor degree in Taiwan. I double majored in journalism and economics.
Nice.
And during that time, I think becoming a TV news reporter, I can just do it right after I graduated from college.
Okay.
But I don't know, is that a good reason or what? But my parents actually, they met each other in the U.S.
Oh, really?
When they're getting their doctoral degree. So I always thought, I should go to U.S. too to get a master's degree or something.
It's like romantic. Like, you have that romantic mindset, right? No, if your parents met there,
and
right?
And also because I want to experience different culture, and I wonder I want to get out of my comfort zone. So
super important.
What I was wondering, what would it be like to report in my second language, in English?
Yeah.
And that really pushed me to become better and improve a lot. And I also think that as a reporter, it's a good way to know this world and to know more people, to know this place in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
how was your English when you went? Because it's tough. It's definitely tough to report or to do any kind of speaking in a different language. Mm-hmm. But how was the English before you went? And then how do you feel that the reporting improved your English?
I think when I started school, my grad school in the U.S., at first, I was kind of shy.
Yeah. It's very common here. People have very, very good English, actually, in Taiwan, but they... Everybody's like, I don't want to say
because
anything.
Because we're like, if I say it wrong and the grammar and stuff. But when you're in that environment, you have to just speak, just talk.
Agreed.
And I think at first for me, writing for the print, so it's more you have to write articles.
Yep.
At that time, I feel like it's more difficult.
Okay.
At first, but when you get more experience, then you'll get more used to it. Mm-hmm. And also because I always wanted to do broadcast news. And it's
cool.
It's also kind of easier for a foreigner because it's not you have to write it in for the print media, that kind of style.
Sure.
You can get more creative and say it in a more easy way.
Yeah.
So I think that's, and just interact with people a lot, then you get used to it and you're good.
I agree. I think the conversation of a language is easier, right? For me, it's more comfortable to I can chat and stuff all day in Chinese and stuff like that. But sometimes if I have somebody speak Chinese to me and they go very deep in a certain topic that I have no idea about, I'm just I don't understand anything. I'm so sorry. And they're just once in a while I will do podcasts in Chinese and because when I speak with people, they think they think that my Chinese is really good.
Yeah, I think your Chinese is good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But if it goes really deep into a topic, and sometimes people will speak to me like they speak like I'm native speaker, right? And I can understand a lot. But if it goes really deep on a certain topic, then I'm just oh my gosh. I have to sit there kind of piecing the sentences together because I can understand half and then I have to guess and stuff. So it's kind of crazy. It's crazy, yeah.
Would you ask me that kind of question today?
No, of course not. No. So that's why I like about the
just
podcast.
Kidding. Yeah,
I like the podcast.
Just kidding.
Yeah, like just what you just said, right? Because the chatting, it's just mostly chatting. Yeah. And sometimes I get I get lost, and sometimes maybe the guests will get lost, and then I just kind of will jump in, and it's supposed to be fun, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Yeah. So you just got off work, right? Anything juicy for the day?
Today, so
In-N-Out.
Oh yeah,
In-N-Out burger.
I did a story yesterday about In-N-Out yesterday.
Okay.
So people are crazy about it in Taiwan, and whenever like there's a Taiwanese, they travel. Like in the U.S.,
Taiwanese love California, right?
Yeah, they would just go there, and that's a must-do thing to them.
Must do.
Yeah. So it was crazy. The line was pretty long today.
Yeah. Actually, because it's close, right? It's in Dazhi, right? So I thought I'm gonna go, and maybe 10:30. They open at 11. I'll just jump on my scooter and then see if the line's not too crazy. Then we'll get a burger. Oh, it was like. Super. I made a video. It's super long, all the way around the block, and then at the end it kind of turned, and then it came all the way back. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even open yet. So In-N-Out, Taiwanese loving it. I think everybody loves it, but it's.
And I also think that Taiwanese people love to try new things.
For sure, 100%.
Right, especially about food.
I think so too. That's why I think it's great to do a foreign restaurant in Taiwan. For example, in Canada, people will try new thing, but if it's really exotic, then they're kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
In Mexico, they only want Mexican food. Like there are some maybe Chinese restaurants, and there are like maybe a sushi place or something, but it all tastes like Mexican food. so Mexicans are like, oh, we only want Mexican food, and Canadians are, if it's super exotic. Maybe now it's a little bit different, but before they're like, ooh, we won't try it. But Taiwanese, they see something new, and they're like, let's go try it.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I think it's great. I love the food here, and I love that the people are just like, let's try it. Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? You have a bad meal. It's okay. Right? But very cool.
Just try it.
Cool. So anything else anything special happening today? No? Anything behind the scenes?
During this season, like in May and June, because I'm a finance reporter,
okay.
Yes. For the shareholders meetings, it's like the season of shareholder meetings.
Okay.
So
Tis the season of shareholder meetings. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like TSMC and like all different kinds of companies having that. So it has been quite busy lately.
This year, Computex came back, right?
Yes.
And it's been a while. I don't know if they did it last year, but it was a while. And the COVID, of course, COVID ruined a lot of things. Yeah. So this year, it was really a lot of people, right? And the funny thing was, a lot of the like tech YouTubers that I watch in Canada or the U.S., they were all there. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is it because of NVIDIA's
NVIDIA.
CEO?
Yes. You were interviewing him, right? You had an interview. So tell me about that. He was everywhere for like 2 weeks, just all over my Facebook. It's incredible.
Yeah. I think people. So like NVIDIA, because of AI and people are talking about it, becomes like one of the most popular topics.
Of course,
over
AI.
The world. Yeah. And we don't know what it would take us, where it would take us. Like, would they replace our jobs, or it could help us more?
Yeah.
People have a debate on this. But anyway, so among all the companies, NVIDIA just stands out because of their chips and server. So I got a chance to interview Jensen Huang.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, in last December when we were in Arizona in the U.S. for TSMC's first tooling ceremony.
Wow.
And because TSMC worked with them, and TSMC is like one of the biggest semiconductor company.
Maybe the biggest, if not, I think it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
The biggest, I think.
Yeah. So we got a chance to talk with him.
Okay.
So he's really nice.
Yeah.
He's so kind, and at that time we were like, "Hey, Jensen, is it okay that we could like talk with you? We would like to hear, like, to know like your perspective on like the geopolitical."
Sure, of course. That's huge news.
Situation now here in this area.
TSMC, all the chip stuff, and then the Taiwan-China thing. That's massive, sure.
Yeah, so like he's really nice, and like he talked with us. And a few weeks ago in Taiwan, Computex, he visited for a week, and just everyone chasing after him, and like people are asking for like ask him to sign
the graphics cards, right? Everybody told me they were taking their graphics cards, and I'm like, what? And then to get him to sign it, I thought, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think people are just, and I think how to say that, like people are getting to know more about this like technology, and also I think for this AI thing also make Taiwan stands out because we have the supply chain and we're famous for the high-tech industry.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
It's very cool. I also think one of the reasons I started the podcast is because when people talk about Asia, they always, they talk about most of the other countries, but actually when they come here, they realize it's amazing. Such a great place. The island's great, weather, people are super nice, food is good. It's a great place, super safe, right? It's amazing. So just got to keep sharing Taiwan.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We're trying. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's grab the next one. Yeah, how was that? It's okay. We can take our time. Yeah. You want to take a bite of the next one?
Yes.
What do you think? Yes. So the next one is chipotle.
Oh.
It's a chipotle, which is like a smoked jalapeno, right?
Oh, I love jalapeno.
Yeah, so jalapeno. So we actually get our, how can I say this? Our fresh jalapenos. We're able to get them a couple times a year from farms in Taiwan. So we can, so once in a while, we make a bunch of hot sauces from fresh jalapenos, and we will make a hot sauce like a jalapeno poppers, like stuffed jalapenos. So we'll make that when we can get fresh ones. And yeah, chipotles are kind of all year round, which is good.
No, I didn't know they have that here.
It's not very common because it's not very in demand, right? But when you do this business for a long time, you just look everywhere. Yeah. And then eventually somebody who knows somebody who has a little farm and grows jalapenos and thinking about selling them. And I said, oh, give me the number. And they call me. They say, hey, I have 10 kilos. How much do you want? I said, just give me all. I will buy all. And they're just like, wow. So it's cool. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really nice that you try to get the ingredients like local and just everything fresh.
Everything's fresh. I think it's good for me because the reason is because I eat here all the time, right? My wife eats here, my daughter eats here, so I want to kind of give everybody who comes here, the same thing that we eat, right? Of course, we eat out. I love to eat out too, but I like to share kind of our culture and stuff with everybody. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So TSMC. Right? A little bit of the NVIDIA CEO. What about, what was his response? I mean, you were talking about kind of like what's his, political, position on that. Obviously, it's a kind of a sensitive topic, right? So how do you, what's your opinion about that? That's sort of the chip war kind of thing.
So I think in recent years, because of the tension between China and Taiwan, across this Taiwan Strait, people are paying more attention to Taiwan, this place, this country, and I've heard from someone they're talking about this might be the best time for Taiwan to show the world that what we have. Yeah. So the risk can also be your opportunity, a chance.
Take your shot, right?
So I think I kind of agree with it.
Okay.
This kind of mindset because we don't know what would happen.
Okay.
And people here in Taiwan have lived in this kind of situation for decades. Right?
I know.
So I think there's a very interesting thing.
Sure.
So people from the U.S. or from other places in the world, they're like very worried about what.
No. Yeah.
What would happen if China take over Taiwan? What if they there's a war and but people here we just still living our own life, eating our food, go to the gym, just do whatever you have to do in your daily life. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty cool and interesting thing to know. So I think we will see and we'll try our best to live our life and I think make this situation also become our chance
Yeah, I think I agree 100%. Like I said, I've been here for 20 years, and it's been for sure longer than I've been here, but at least 20 years of, people saying, what, they're coming, you got to go. Why are you there? You got to leave. You got to leave. I'm like, they're not. Just relax. Everything's fine. My mom will call me. They're like, oh, somebody told me that, there's going to be a war there, and I'm like, no. And for my mom to hear about it, it's pretty crazy because my mom thought I was in Japan for there was a big tsunami maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Yes. About a month after, my mom calls me and she's like, oh, mijo, are you okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, I just saw the news. I said, what news? And she said, oh, I saw the tsunami. I said, Mom, that's Japan. I'm not in Japan. And she's like, oh, okay, good. That's good. And my dad thought I was in Thailand for like the first probably 10 years. So now I think COVID was obviously, of course, was very bad. But maybe the first half, I think, was beneficial for Taiwan because everybody saw Taiwan has like zero cases. Yeah. Like everybody the whole world was crumbling. And Taiwan was like, I'm still open. Everybody's still good. Eventually, it hurt us a little bit. So it was maybe 3 or 4 months of kind of craziness for the restaurant. But before that, it was great. Yeah. So I think from then, starts to go, with TSMC and stuff like that. So I think it's of course, everything's a risk, but it's good. I think it's good. People need to see Taiwan. It's a great place.
Yeah, just seize the chance and to tell the world, this is Taiwan.
This is Taiwan. This is not China. This is not Thailand or what. It's crazy. So maybe about when you went to university, what was the reaction when you told people, I'm from Taiwan?
Oh, this is...
tell me a story.
I think most of the Taiwanese students who study abroad they will get asked about this question.
Yeah.
As I'm from Taiwan, and if there's a Chinese student in the class, people will be looking at that person and me, like, okay, interesting. And I also got asked by my professor after class. He asked like, so you're from Taiwan, you're from China, so what's really going on over there, like between you guys? And
I'm curious her reaction and your reaction, if you would share. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
One of my friends will be like, from China. She will be like, we don't talk about this topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They just avoid it. And sometimes not to have that tension, I will be like, it's just complicated because of the history from decades ago. But sometimes if that person, they're really interested in it, and I will explain them. So like what's going on like many years ago, and how we deal with it, and how we like get used to it, and how we still live our normal life.
Okay. I actually, so like I said, I've been here for a long time. So before I was married, I dated a girl who went to school in Scotland, I think, or I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And she's Taiwanese, and she told me that when she went to Scotland, it was a similar thing. There was a couple of girls in her class from China, but at that time, the girls would say, "Oh yeah, no, we're all Chinese," and she would be like, "No, well, I'm actually Taiwanese." And they're like, yeah, no, but that's still Chinese because it belongs to China. And then she's like, no, it doesn't. And then it was like, so it was like, wow, it's a crazy situation. Yeah,
kind of awkward, but also I'm friends with them. So I think it's still good that we can meet each other in a different place, and we can still be friends and know more about each other. I think that's still a good thing.
I think it's important that people just, they get to know each other, right? Because I think I've had situations where people would say, oh, I don't like this kind of person, or I don't like people from that country. But actually, every person's different.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
For in Canada, for example, if somebody assumes, if you're overseas or something and they call you American, Canadians will be like, oh my God, they're so insulted. Right?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm Canadian, and everyone assumes I'm American because I have a Mexican restaurant, my family's Mexican, and people just say, oh, you're American, right? It's not an insult. It's I have so many, half of my friends, 3/4 of my friends are American, so Yeah, I mean, I've met some awesome Americans.
Sure.
I've met some not awesome Canadians. So it doesn't really matter where you're from. Just if you're a good person.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I think. Anyway, yeah. So you're another bit of news that's kind of been huge. The whole Kid Castle thing with the rainbow thing. What do you think about that? That's kind of crazy.
I think that's... I don't know. I'm not married and I don't have a kid yet, but I just can't imagine it. Like, as a parent, when you see that kind of stuff like happening, like I would like to
ask me, sure.
Yeah.
So for me, I taught kindergarten before, and again, long time ago, and I didn't see any kids get drugged, of course, but I've seen like, oh man, kids get hit. I remember at the first school I was at, they used to have this closet that, they put all the sleeping bags and stuff. And it was just, there's no light in there. It's just very dark. And they would tell the kids there's a monster in there. And then if the kids weren't listening, they start to drag them to the closet. And I'm like, hey, you're going to wreck this kid's brain. And it's just a kid. So, I mean, there's some worse stuff, but, I won't talk about it now. But yeah, so for me, I was always very like, when I had my daughter, I just want to make sure that I kept her as long as possible, and then when she went to kindergarten, she could already like speak and express herself and stuff. So, but that's just because I have a restaurant and I could keep her with me. I know not everybody can do that. Some people, they both work, parents both working, and they have to go to kindergarten. So, it's a bit sad to hear that you're trusting your most precious thing is your kid to people, and they're just like, oh.
Yeah, I think there's also an issue behind this. Like, the teachers in the kindergarten and at school, maybe one teacher has to take care of
overwork. For sure.
Too many children, so when they can't handle it, and something like this might happen.
Yeah.
I think that's also a bigger thing that people have to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
people are overworked, and a lot of the people that I know that teach, they kind of, like we were talking about earlier, they did it because they're like, oh, that's a pretty good job, pretty good paid job, close to home, but they don't really like kids. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But also, I mean, a lot of when I taught English, a lot of the teachers, for example, you're the foreign English teacher.
Yeah.
You get a pretty good pay and way less hours, and then all of the extra, it just gets dumped on the Taiwanese teachers.
Yeah.
They have so much to do, and the salary's not good, and it's like, oh, so it doesn't justify for sure, because I mean, the kid, it's a kid, right?
But I think it's
it's
more
a big
to think.
problem.
Yeah. And to need to be solved.
Yeah, it's such a big problem, and it's sad when it happens to children, for sure. Yeah. So those are the two big ones for me. I think the what is it, the rainbow whatever potion, and then the In-N-Out, because In-N-Out was crazy. I love food, so I always have to know about the food stuff. Yeah. So when you are like you want to do a story, all right, so how do you come up with a story, and what's kind of the process to be like an idea and then to the end you actually have your story? What's the process?
So every day we have the news for the noon, and also for like 6 p.m. news.
Okay.
We did like a story in the morning. So when we got into the office around like 8:30 a.m., we will, if you already have any story idea, you will just discuss with your supervisor. And sometimes, but what we all do is like when we get into office, we will like check the news, online news and stuff, like make sure you know like what's going on. And if you think that's something that's newsworthy, then you would think about, like who I can interview, who's good for this topic, and what kind of, because I'm a TV news reporter, so we also have to think about like the video, how do you going to like present it? So what kind of footage you can get, and so so when the supervisor confirm like, give you like a green pass, like you can go. All right, go. So I will start make some calls and asking, if you're available to talk on this topic. And so we will go there and interview someone and get some footage. Then we then we go back to the office. I will write the script, and the videographer, he would like edit the video. And we'll do the voiceover, then edit it, and after it's on air.
It's so, but the process is
Within
so fast,
within
right?
a few hours.
So 8:30, you have your idea, and then like
12 p.m.
the 12 o'clock news, you already have some news.
Yes.
And then, do you have to be like, okay, do it again? I got to do another one for 6.
Yes.
So every day you're like, I got to have 2 stories.
2 to 3. Sometimes like 2 stories in the afternoon.
Wow. Okay. So what's the difference of if there's like there's too many things happening, or maybe just slow? There's nothing happening. Like what's kind of the mindset of what? Tell me maybe the difference in a day like that.
So we have to be productive. So
of course, yeah.
We have to have something for that day.
Yeah.
So sometimes because maybe for the political news, it's a big and there's a lot of things going on.
And that's not a one day. That's like a 20-year thing, right?
Yeah. And like but maybe in finance, there's not that much going on.
Okay.
And sometimes we will like cover, so they will ask us to assist them or like help them to cover the story.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I also get some chances to like write different kinds of stories outside of finance, like politics, crime, like livelihoods, that kind of stuff.
Is there a topic that you like the most? Is it finance or?
Yeah, I think so. Since I'm a finance reporter.
Yeah, for sure, right?
But
okay.
I'm open to like every like opportunities because that's the way how you know more people and know more stuff. So I think it's cool.
I think it's really cool. I think when I see your stories, it looks so pro. It's just so like professional Taiwan and the voiceover and everything is just like, it's crazy.
Oh,
it's so like, wow. Like when I saw the story, I thought, wow, this is really good. And I went back to the video, to the YouTube and checked out some stuff like that. And I thought, wow, I have some clips actually. Yeah. It's really cool. We'll go through the, let me see if I can find it. Right. Right, we'll go through a few pictures here. How about that? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll go through the first half. Yeah. Boom. So tell me what's happening. I mean, this is perfect picture.
Yeah, it's in Arizona.
Okay.
This is the TSMC fab in northern Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're covering the first tooling ceremony. So President Biden was there too.
Really?
And also like the founder of TSMC and like Tim Cook from Apple.
Okay, wow.
Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, like all those big tech companies. Their representatives, they were there. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So you travel to the States, obviously, to do this. Is that something that happens a lot? You get to travel, or?
Yeah, we get chances to cover different stories in different countries. But for this event, I think it's special. It doesn't happen that often because we just pay everything by ourselves from the station, and we just travel all the way there.
Okay.
You have to know, like, for TV news station, it's we don't earn that much money.
Understand.
It's like you have to maintain it. So but I think it's worth it because.
How was the response from like? Is there like there must be a way that you guys can see your numbers, right? Like at the end of the day, be like, oh, this story did.
Yeah, the views.
The views, yeah.
Yeah, the ratings. You can see that what people are really interested in.
How was this? This must have been fantastic.
Yeah, because it's not just about Taiwan, it's international.
It's
and
cool.
It's about Taiwan being seen in the world. So, I think our viewers like that.
Beautiful, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's take a little step back there.
Oh.
This is your graduation, right?
Yeah, from undergrad.
Okay, in the States?
No,
that's here.
That's in Taiwan. Yeah.
Okay. It's a good one. I love it. And I go back even further. It's such a cute picture. I was like, I gotta throw one in there.
That was more than 10 years ago. I feel
Is that high school? It looks like high school, right?
Yeah, okay. After high school. Yeah, I travel with my friends.
Do you keep in touch with your high school friends?
Yeah. They are my best friends, and we went to Korea. So I really like traveling.
Yeah.
I've been to like 20 countries.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, more than me. Beautiful. Yeah. Keep going. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll.
That's my classmates from grad school. We have a newscast.
Yeah.
So at school, and that's our members, our team.
And it's his university, right?
Yes.
Everybody looks really young. Yeah.
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest
among them because they're all undergrad students, and I'm the only master's.
Okay, but you're Taiwanese, so you always will look young forever. So it's good.
Thank you.
That's Taiwan. It's great. It's great. Boom. It's the same group, I think, right?
Yes. I had a lot of fun, like working with these people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Really
and I'm
cool.
the almost like the only foreigner, not the native speaker.
No, that's really cool.
In the team, but I think I learned a lot from these people, even though they're like so much younger than me. But they're so professional. I think it's nice to
That's
learn
really
from
cool.
different people.
One more, and then we'll do the rest later.
Yeah, that's me.
That's the same, right? It's the
Yes.
same news broadcast. Yeah.
Yes.
How was it? How did it feel to be like this? Maybe not the first time, but like at this time, you're in the U.S. and you're doing an English broadcast. How did that feel at that moment?
Nervous but excited.
Okay.
Because I was so our professor will let us like take turn to be the anchor of the newscast.
Sure, that's cool.
And I was like super nervous. I practiced a lot before that because I'm not
In the
a
mirror or something.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
At first, my roommate to like practice with me.
That's great.
Yeah, thanks for her help. But
All right.
yeah, so it's a great experience, and the feedback I got from my professor is pretty nice. So
Okay.
get me have like more confidence.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's cool. I think, like you were saying earlier, getting out of your comfort zone and it's so important because, like for example, before I came here, I was really shy and really quiet, and I just never really pushed myself to get out. And then when I came here, I just kind of flipped and said, I'm gonna just say yes to everything. Hey, you want to come here? Oh, there's a wedding. You want to go? You want to just yes. And then after I did that, then I started to really actually enjoy my life a lot more instead of being a really quiet and like an introverted person. So it's kind of crazy, yeah.
Do you think that having the business also helps you with that?
For sure it does. Yeah, it does. But at the beginning, it was just, I don't know. At the beginning, before I had the business, I was really quiet. But after being here for about maybe 6 months, I thought I cannot be just the same like hide in my shell person because I'm not going to meet anybody, and I'll be probably back home in 6 months, and then so I thought, okay, I'm here, I'm going to make sure I do it. And a friend of mine actually came for 2 years before me, and he went back and he didn't know any Chinese, and I thought, I don't want that. I'm like, I have to make sure I learn it, and then we'll see what happens. But it's really cool. It's super important, I think. Yeah,
I think also for my job, I was pretty shy when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I couldn't imagine that I can do a job like this.
Okay.
But since you do more about, you get more experience, and you love it, then it will make you become that kind of person. Yeah,
you think, okay, that's what I want, and then you slowly get there. I think it's great. I love it. Yeah, and things are good, and now you're on the TV. It's amazing. And you're super good. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Let's try the next one. So the next one's a little bit spicier. Yeah. So the next one is our only kind of fusion one. So that's a Korean sauce.
Yes.
That we make ourselves. So quick story is one of my ex-staff, his family used to have a Korean place, and so while he was working here, I said, you have to teach me the sauce. So he taught me the sauce, and then I kind of flipped it a little bit, and then it became this. So take a bite. You can try it out. It's actually this red one. Sorry. That's okay. It's okay. We can jump at that. We can jump onto that one now. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
They're about the same spiciness. So this one is actually ghost pepper sauce from a local company called Empress Hot Sauce. So it's good stuff. Yeah.
Okay, this is nice. Sorry.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's actually pretty well balanced for being so spicy. Yeah. Some good stories there. I love the way that you actually find a story, and you have to have 2 to 3 stories a day.
Yeah.
That's wow. That's a lot. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Of course, so finance.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about like what that entails. There's probably stocks and stuff like that, right? That's quite popular in Taiwan, I think, right? Yeah. A lot of the people that I know, they do, the Taiwanese people that have like some kind of stocks, right?
Yes.
So you're involved with that?
Yeah.
So how does that work?
You mean the stock?
Yeah, like how to
investment.
Yeah.
I think people nowadays, because like during this past year, people are bothered by the inflation and everything, and people are working very hard, but everyone wants to enjoy a better life, a better quality of life. So you have to, besides your like monthly pay salary, you want to have more income. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Taiwanese people like care about stocks and put their money in it. I think that's one of the reasons.
I think we always say like multiple streams of income. So just in case maybe, let's say the restaurant's really slow for 2 months, you know, if there's something else coming, that's good, right? Because then you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, So I don't know too much about stocks, but I did do not a lot, but a good amount of crypto. So what do you think about crypto, and how do Taiwanese people feel about crypto, like in general?
I know that a group of people, they're really interested in that, and but I also because on news sometimes there are like some criminals.
It's always
involved. So I think it's just they have like different stuff going on with there. But personally, I didn't have that much experience in that area, in that field.
Because usually the news is like the crypto crash or the rug pull, right? Or the drug dealer. The way they launder their money is crypto. So So I'm a big fan. I do like crypto, but it's also, it always has such a bad name and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's a tough one. Most of my friends here, my Taiwanese friends that do a lot of investing, like stocks and stuff like that, they're like, no, don't touch crypto. Don't touch crypto.
There's also, but there's also a debate or like discussion about there should have regulations.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
And maybe that would help.
Yeah, I think so. And I think one of the things that's weird about it is like to make a coin, your own coin. It seems to be quite easy. So I have a friend who's a crypto YouTuber, and he did a video on it once, and I think it was like 20 minutes or something. He was like, "Oh, I made a coin." Like,
that's really cool.
It's really cool. It's just kind of like, woo. It's kind of scary to be like, yeah. So there's the crypto, and then there's like the NFTs, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think in Taiwan that's not so popular, or maybe I'm wrong. The NFT stuff.
I think it's still not for the majority of the society, but it is popular for the NFT.
Okay.
Yeah. I know an artist who studied like the traditional like art. He's like painting and stuff, and now he's in the NFT world because he could use his like paintings and stuff and become an NFT. And I think
it's cool. Yeah. I think there's opportunity because I do have friends that do art, and then they also sell the NFT and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the technology and just everything, you don't know where it would bring you.
I think it's really cool. I love it. I don't have a lot, but I do try to buy some Bitcoin and stuff like that, and I have tried like different ones as well, and made some and then lost some and stuff like that. But it seems like the solid ones like Bitcoin should be okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but just a guy who just try it. Yeah, cool. So talk a little bit about like one more topic. The service business shortage. What do the news have to say about that? That seems to be it hits us a lot for sure. It's really hard to find staff. Today we went for lunch. We tried to go to In-N-Out Burger. We tried to get an In-N-Out Burger. Yeah. And I said, it's in Dazhi. So it's like scooter there, 20 minutes. And we drove by, and like I said before, the line was massive, and there's no way we're going to get a burger. We have to wait for 4 hours, and then there's no burgers for sure. So we went into one of the new shopping malls, and we went upstairs, and it's kind of like a fancy, almost like a fancy food court, you know?
They got an ice rink in there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, so it's the first time we went to that shopping mall. I can't remember the name, unfortunately. Yeah. But I went in there, and the top floor was like restaurants, and they were all full. And we got into a Thai restaurant, and I love Thai food, and my wife loves Thai food. And it was actually really good. Food was really good. And we saw a robot, one of those robots, the delivery robots, right?
Yes.
And I've always been thinking about, when those actually come to Taiwan, I'm going to try to get one because it's hard to find. It's hard to find people. So what's your opinion, and what's kind of like the news take on the shortage?
Yeah, from my perspective, or like from what I know, I've interviewed people in from restaurants and also from hotels.
Yep.
And they're all not complaining, but like talking about like how difficult it is to find people.
Complaining too, yeah. I've done it. No, okay, sure.
Yeah, and they talk about, they guess there's a few reasons.
Yeah.
First is like during COVID.
Yeah.
When everything is like, there's not a lot of tourists in Taiwan, so for the hotels, they don't need that many people, like cleaning the room and stuff. So some people, they quit a job, they go do the like food delivery,
Uber and Foodpanda,
and they can earn like good
decent money,
if they work like long hours, like but when they are getting used to that kind of job, because it's more flexible, you don't have to like be at work for that kind of working hours.
Like set hours.
Yeah, and you can earn more money, then why not? So people go into that part of like industry, and it's hard to get them back.
Yeah.
And they're talking about now they're having a strategy. So they.
Oh, great. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I heard from the hotel.
Okay.
They say they're hiring like for like part-time.
Okay.
Because it's easier, and some people may want to like work for them.
More attractive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also some restaurants, they're raising the
salary. Yeah, for sure. We had to, or else we can't find anybody.
Yeah, the salary, and also some restaurants, they're providing like dorms.
Yeah.
Because people from like Tainan or Kaohsiung, they're in Taipei and they have to pay the rent. They feel like
it's
stressed.
expensive. Yeah.
So they're just using all different kinds of ways to attract people. Like here, this is this, and maybe you want to come here.
Yeah, I think.
But that's what I heard. But I would like to know like what's
for sure.
What
I
you're
mean,
facing.
It's definitely tougher for us. So I think like restaurants and stuff like that. I think we're a pretty good restaurant and stuff, and it's. I think it's pretty attractive, but if you start at like the top ones, it's going to be like a Din Tai Fung or something like that, where the salaries, people think, no, it's quite high just to start, and then, you have the chance to, go to LA, Din Tai Fung and stuff like that, so that's going to be attractive. So I think the big franchises, it's a little bit easier, and they have more budget, right? Yes, so they can just offer whatever, right? So it's good. We're pretty good. I think we actually work with some universities, and so right now I have a mostly foreign crew. Like I got my guy here is from Argentina. My main guy here, and the girl beside him are from Indonesia. The girl going in the back is from Russia. So a lot of like international students and stuff, which is pretty good. I think it's still tough though. Like I hope that we can go back to Canada for a month this summer. It's been about 6 years. It's too long. It's way too long. So we haven't bought the tickets yet because we're still making sure people, some people quit, and then, sometimes when somebody quits, they're like, oh yeah, we should all quit together. And then some people believe them, so another person will quit. So right now, though, we got a pretty good crew. So we should be good. My wife is kind of like on the fence, thinking maybe she will stay and I just go with my daughter. But I said, no, it doesn't matter if we have to close, extra couple days a week, we have to go. So she has to go, and tickets are super expensive. So I said, we gotta pay, we gotta go. Yeah, so it's been a long time, and I miss my family. It's huge, but also my daughter misses Canada. Like when she goes back to Canada, the first time she was like 1.5, and the second time she was 5. And now she's 11, so it's like it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's half her life.
I think I can I kind of like understand your feelings.
So I guess she's got to go. She got to see my family again and just kind of be, you know, we go camping at the lake and stuff like that. So I have to go. So the three of us should be going. And after, so Tianmu has a beer festival, like a really huge beer festival.
Famous.
So I don't know how many people apply to get in there, but they reserve 12 places for Tianmu businesses, and we're in. We're in there.
Oh,
so we're going to be there. We're going to be serving beer, and then maybe the day after that finishes, then we go. Because I want to stay for that. I want to make sure restaurant's good. I want to make sure festival's good. I want to make sure we give all the vouchers, and, you know, like for all the thousands of people there, give like all the vouchers so they can come to try the restaurant. Yeah, so after that's done, then we can go. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah.
I have a question.
Please. Yes.
Since you mentioned about Tianmu.
Yes.
So because in the past few years, people are talking about there are not that many people here compared to many years ago.
Sure.
But recently, some people are saying, there are more people coming back.
Yeah.
Like, what's your thoughts on that?
So for me, people talk about, like, so again, I've been here for 20 years, and people always say Tianmu was like 20 years ago. Like, again, I don't know how old you are, but they say Tianmu 20 years ago was like Dongchu, like Xinyichu, right? And now it's kind of like old and it's dying. But Tianmu still has, okay, how can I say? International, like the Americans, because American school. Tianmu has the Europeans, because European school. Japanese school. But they also have the Taiwanese the ones that go to California, or the ones that go to LA and stuff like that. So I think the people in Tianmu, it's like I always say it's like Beverly Hills. You know, like I've never been to Beverly Hills or like a Manhattan, where it's like, there's always going to be people there, and there's always going to be, how can I say, there's always going to be money there. Like there's always like people who own like the whole building and stuff like that. And so there's always going to be that. And people think because the people are richer in this area, then you can just kind of put whatever you want there. But actually, the people they know what they want, and you have to try to provide. In my opinion, you have to try to provide like some kind of community, something like that. So we're really close with American school.
Yes.
We're pretty close with the European school and like the German department and stuff like that. We do get lots of like Japanese customers and stuff like that. But like the biggest one for us, I think, is the American school, because Americans love Mexican food.
Yes.
So we get lots of, you know, whenever there's a catering or something like that for American school, most of them they have my line or my Facebook, and they just message me. They're like, hey, next week, 50 people catering, you know, 3:30, you know, give me the quote. And then my wife is better with numbers, so she'll do the quote. But they'll just message me, and they don't want the hassle, and they know it's good, and they know what they like. So it's a good relationship. But you have to have some kind of a community. I know when some people come in and they just open because they're like, oh, everybody's rich in Tianmu, and they just open, but there's so many empty places because you really have to. When people are spending a little bit more, then you have to take care of them more, I think. Yeah.
I think you have your your brand out, and people like already know that this place is good, and then people will keep coming back. Right?
I appreciate it. But I think in Taiwan, they really like a brand here. Like a Starbucks is huge, right?
Yes.
And if you build a brand like a Louisa, like it's huge, right? So I think brand is big in Taiwan. So like In-N-Out again. In-N-Out is a massive brand, but I know that most of the Europeans and even the Canadians and stuff that I know. In Canada, nobody knows In-N-Out. But in Taiwan, apparently everybody knows In-N-Out. So so Taiwanese, in my opinion, they like a brand. And like if you look at like a Dreamers, they started with one, and now there's a bunch of Dreamers everywhere, and then Mia Cucinas and stuff like that, Louisa, and of course, like the big brands and stuff like a Starbucks and stuff. So I think that brand power is quite valuable here. So we're trying to build a brand, and actually things are good.
Yes.
But it's hard to find stuff, so we're trying. We're trying. So anyway, the whole point of the whole story was, I looked at the robot and I was like, oh, I wonder how much that is. So I called the company, and they're going to come next week and demo some robots for us.
A lot of restaurants are already using the
Din Tai Fung has,
a lot.
Yeah.
And think it's pretty. I think it's
quite
amazing
cool. Yeah.
how the robot can do a lot of stuff and help with you guys.
They have like some kind of sensor so they don't bump into people. They don't. I always worry that they're going to knock kids over or something, but they actually have like some kind of sensor and they seem all right. So the first time I seen was Din Tai Fung, and then today I saw another one because I think, okay, Din Tai Fung is like, that's like the big boys, right? So it's like, okay, they can pretty much afford anything. But then today I saw just like a nice Thai place, and I thought, oh, they have them, so must be reasonable. So okay, the prices must be normal now.
Just give it a try.
Give it a shot. So we're going to try that. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Beautiful. Now we can try the Korean. What do you think? Yeah?
Sure.
Let's try this one. Yeah. This one, yeah. We'll finish them all. It's all good. We'll finish them all later.
I'm just so into our conversation.
No, me too. Me too.
Like,
no, it's good. We'll do it. It's great. I love it. So we were talking a little bit about like the Taiwan-China thing. So if there's a story, I hope it's okay. If not, then just say, oh, we can't talk about it. If there's like a story that involves, the Taiwan-China thing, how careful do you have to be? Like it's a super sensitive topic, of course, right?
Yes.
Because you don't want to like, piss this guy off and then, start a war or whatever. But and then we live here, and we know we've been living this way for 20 years, and it's normal, right?
Yes.
So how sensitive is it, like when you have a story that involves maybe China coming from Taiwan?
This is a very difficult question.
For sure, yeah.
I think there's one thing that I'm trying to, how to say this? I don't want to scare people.
Yeah.
Here, like, oh, there might be a war happening or stuff.
Yeah.
You make sure you don't scare people, but also you have to let people know what's going on, right there. So that's what I think that's what reporters are trying to do.
Yeah.
To be like more balanced, to let you know what's going on, but not like frighten people.
Yeah, of course.
Here.
Yeah. Oh my God! Everybody leave Taiwan.
Yeah. I think that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
That's what I can say.
Okay. No, that's cool. I also think. What about like? So now is kind of like, how can I say, like the era of like fake news. There's so much fake news out there. I have friends from all over the States and Canada that will always message me saying, oh, China's already invaded. They're already there. You don't even know. And on June 13th, they're, like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, nothing's happening. So, but then you look at the news and it seems so fake. It just seems like it's like a fake news channel, but the thing is now everyone can have a blog and everyone can just do whatever, right? So how hard is it for you to differentiate from like, okay, this is a real news story, and then this is just like some crazy guy in his mom's basement?
I think this also, like, the social media involved, right?
Mm-hmm, yes.
So I think nowadays people can get information like easily, almost like at any time, everywhere. This is a really difficult question.
No, I don't. It's cool. It's just like sometimes like just the other day, someone messaged me saying, "Oh, they're already there, and they're just going to show themselves like next week." Like, what are you talking about? Like, then you open up the article and it just seems so, there's mistakes. So it's like all wrong. It's like, what are you talking about?
I think that's why the traditional news media is still important.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's more reliable.
Yeah.
They're more professional. Although, like, you actually can get like some information like faster on social media.
Yeah.
Like someone upload a video.
Yeah.
There's a protest in somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get that information, like you can see that pretty fast, but you can make sure by yourself. But I think at least news media, we can like contact like the officials or different kind of people.
You have the connection somewhere.
Yeah, we have that chance to make sure everything is true and like correct.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's why the traditional news media still have to exists in this world.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, but I know like sometimes news media also make some mistakes.
Sure, of course.
Because of the limited time, we have to meet the deadlines.
Well, I think people don't know that. Well, maybe I didn't know, but you have to be like, okay, you get to work at 8:30, and you have to have 3 stories every single day. So that, of course, there's going to be mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think as a reporter, we try our best to like get as much as information.
Of course.
Talk to as many as people as we can.
Yep.
To make this story like
real.
Yeah, real.
A real story.
Yeah.
So there's no. I mean, you just have to kind of maybe fact check. You'd be like, okay, I know the guy in, this whatever embassy. Yes. Maybe I'll fact check.
Yeah. Okay. So like the reporter check it first, and the editor, and also like our supervisors.
Okay.
So we have like different people to like make sure it's true and everything's correct.
So maybe it has to go through a few levels to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually funny because like I said, a friend maybe 2 days ago, they sent me something about the China invasion.
Yes,
and I also have friends in like Canadian Embassy or American Embassy AIT, and I was like, I'm gonna just message my friend there, and they're just like, no, don't worry about that. That's not real. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So definitely, I thought, yeah, that's similar then. Very cool. Okay. Are there any like ethical things that pop up? Like if there's a story and like has it ever happened to you where you had to come up with like a decision, like a moral, like maybe I should play this story or I don't want to play this story? Has that ever come up? Is there like a
for some there are some topics that our station don't really report on it.
Okay.
Like if there's something like suicide or like sexual harassment or that kind of topic, we usually don't.
You don't? Okay.
Do that, like because
it's such a gross thing. Yeah,
yeah,
it's bad,
but
sad.
But when there's something like it's a famous person involved, then you have to think about it, like how we can let people know about it, but not like scare people or like
it's
in a better way.
Yeah.
So when we write it or when we write a story, we'll be like more careful about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you like keep your mindset of let's say a story that really you feel strongly about, but you have to be like objective, right? You can't be like, talk to this person that is accused of something bad and you'd be like, but I think you did it. I mean, but you can't be like, to this person, right? So how do you deal with something like that?
If that might be the case, you just have the example, but I have sort of that kind of experience before. So when I was still a student reporter in Indiana, so I think it's in 2019, there's the protest in Hong Kong, the Free Hong Kong thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
that was so sad.
Yeah, on campus, there I don't know who painted the Free Hong Kong words. On a bridge.
Oh.
And the Chinese Student Association, they saw it and they got really mad. So they,
you're good.
They just covered it with new paint.
Yeah, they painted over.
Yeah, and
make
put out a statement like, this is not.
That wasn't us.
Yeah, this is not good. You can't say that. That kind of stuff. So there's a lot of discussion about it. So me, like I just like I have to do a story about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I have to talk. I have to talk with the Chinese students and the Hong Kong students. So I actually reach out to both leaders from the Chinese and the Hong Kong ones. When I talk with them, they have very different kind of point of views.
Sure.
And the Chinese student mention a few things that I don't really agree with.
Of course. I can understand 100%. Being from Taiwan,
And also it's kind of
that's
awkward.
Ours.
Yeah, and it's kind of awkward that as a Taiwanese, I'm interviewing the Chinese.
About Hong Kong.
About Hong Kong, yeah.
Okay.
So he said a few things that I got like, no.
I can imagine, yeah.
But I still try to but I have to listen what he's talking about and what his thought, why he would think like this. Mm-hmm. And I ask more questions. I ask more questions about it. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's one thing that I've I'm really not agree with him, but I have to still but I'm a journalist now.
Yeah.
I have to know what's his mindset.
Yeah.
So I can know more about it, and then I can let both sides talk. Let them talk.
Yeah.
And that's the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be very objective, right?
Yes.
Of course it's tough in a situation like that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's funny whenever I interview someone, you're the first time I've been interviewed a professional reporter, I always find similarities in the job and in the restaurant, right? And people think it's crazy, but for example, here, again, like I said, we have a lot of the American school parties and the kids and the parents and the teachers and we're lucky and we want to say thank you for that. Yeah. And they all come to eat and stuff. And there are times when there's a presidential election in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, coming up.
And being a Canadian who was raised by Mexicans, I almost know nothing about politics, right? Canadian politics. And then American, I know even less, right? Yes. So I remember people would, there'd be this 1 week that they said, okay, we're gonna book a private party. I said, okay, cool. And we did all the details. And I said, okay, what's the occasion? It's a birthday or something? Mm-hmm. Then they said, oh, no, we're here to gather the, one of the I think Democrats, and I'm like, okay, cool. So the Democrats were all going to come here and we're going to have a party. So, okay, cool, right? And they had the party, and a lot of these guys are my friends, and it's all great. It's good. And then a week later, another call, private party. I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're like, okay, we're the other ones, the Republicans or whatever. I'm like, hey, and then they put up a picture of the guy they want to win, and then the other guys put a picture of the other guy they want to win. And I'm just like, I don't even know what to say. I'm like, please don't ask me anything. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, serving food. And they're just like, yeah. They're talking and they're looking at me. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy, Yeah. I'm just like, oh my gosh, don't ask me because I have no idea, So, we're kind of it was weird to be like, hey, one day it's this guy and the other day it's that guy. And then, this guy, yeah, Trump, we love Trump, we love Trump, we love Trump. And then the next week it's like, oh, F Trump, we hate Trump, we hate Trump. And I'm kind of like, ooh, okay, yeah, I know.
Yes,
so it's similar, I think. It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I think as a reporter, because there's a local election last November. Yeah. So as a reporter, I can also see both sides.
Yeah, the blue and the green and the blue and the green.
Competing, and I think it's cool.
Yeah.
To know more about them as a reporter.
I think it's funny how you can see when people are really politics and they hold it really close to their heart, how kind of crazy some people will get.
Yes.
I just told this story the other day, but I have a good friend of mine, a customer, American guy, married to an American lady. They went back a couple years ago, 2 beautiful girls, and super mellow, super chill, always comes and sings karaoke, and just really, really good friend of mine, good guy. And he told me, he comes in one day super pissed off, right? And I said, oh, what's going on? He's like, I just went to this other place, this other bar, and they have this little shelf, and they have this little jail cell, right? And they have a little toy of the North Korea dictator. I can never remember his name.
Kim Jong.
Yeah, Kim Jong, whatever. Yeah. So him, and then another little toy of Trump, right? And usually they have the dictator guy in the jail, but somebody took him out and put Trump in there, right? And who cares, right? He was so mad.
Oh.
He's like, how dare they, they put the president of the greatest country in the world in jail. I'll never go back to that bar again. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, what? I'm sure somebody was probably cleaning the shelf and they put the wrong guy in there because the Taiwanese person, he doesn't even know what, nobody cares. He's like, no, I'll never go there again. So I thought, wow, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of. But I mean, people get really sensitive with that. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Just respect each other.
Yeah.
And
I always just try to be nice to everybody. That's it. That's all you can do. Yeah, just try to be nice.
True.
That's it. Just be nice to everybody. Yeah. So we made it all the way to the last one. What do you think? This is really hot. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to go for it or not.
So what's the sauce?
So this one is made with we make a Carolina Reaper sauce. So it's like super hot. Mm-hmm. So we can do it or we don't have to. It's up to you.
Yeah, I want to try.
Yeah, all right, go for it. Let's do it. Okay. Ooh. Go for it. You want the top? Just take whatever you want. Made it all the way to the end. Appreciate it. I'll take a bite of that.
Oh.
Ooh. Hot sauce, they kind of have a life of their own. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they're really hot, and sometimes they mellow out, and then they're hot, and then they mellow. So
I can feel
that one. So don't touch your eyes.
Yeah.
That's one tip.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a tough one. Yeah, and we got the horchata there, so stir that up.
Yeah.
That's the Mexican drink for spice, really. Yeah. It's I don't know if you tried horchata. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the States.
I know I can't talk now.
There you go. I know it's always like that on the last one. But yeah, I will. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So I know that a news reporter seemed to be like your dream from a young. So that's everybody does that. Don't worry. Seems to be your dream from a young time. So if there are any people that are maybe like junior high, high school, maybe early university that are looking to do what you're doing, they want to be on TV, they want to be a newscaster, news reporter. What's your advice for them?
Sorry, I'm still.
No problem. Last question.
I'm still trying to recover from the spice.
It's hot. Yeah, this one helps a lot. Yeah. So just chug that one. Yeah, that one's kind of crazy. The last one. Yeah. Oof. I haven't had that one in a couple of weeks because I've been doing. Yeah.
I'm tearing up.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But just don't touch your eyes, so you're good.
I feel like
everyone forgets the question after they eat this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Advice: aspiring journalists, maybe who are Taiwanese, interested in a career in Taiwan's media industry.
I think if you get a chance to talk with people that's already in the industry, just chat with them, reach out, and to know what they're actually doing. And I think as a college student, you can do the internship.
Internship, that's great.
I think that's the most important thing because sometimes you'll think like, oh, I love news. I love being a journalist. Yeah. But sometimes in the reality world, there's some difficulties, and you have the stress, and you have to deal with a lot of things that you don't know when you're still at school. Yeah. That only happens in the real world. Okay. So I think ask for advice, talk with people that's already in the industry. Yeah. Get an internship. Okay. Internship is super important. And also you can practice just by yourself, because for example, there's something going on the streets, and you can pretend you're the reporter. Yeah. And you can pretend that you're doing the live. Oh yeah, now there are a couple just walking by, and they're looking at us, and they might be wondering you can just pretend that you're the reporter and just keep practicing. Okay. And then you will feel more comfortable on camera. Okay. I think that's what you can do, and it doesn't. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like that. Yeah. I agree. And yeah, you were just saying how important the internship is, because same as us. The internship, we get a lot of people who come in, they do an internship, they're like, I love cooking. But when you're slammed from lunch to 9 p.m. on a Saturday, they're just like, holy, this is not fun. So try definitely try some things. I forgot we do have a few pictures left. Just blast through these last ones, and then we're good to go. Boom.
Oh
That's a good picture. I love that.
That's when I was an intern at our station.
Oh, actually. Beauty. Okay.
So that was a long time ago.
It's a good picture. Yeah. like a boat ride or something, yeah?
Yes. I think it's a Coast Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, we get a chance to get onto the ship and like just know what they're doing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, next one. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a cool one.
That's the TSMC.
It just looks so like pro. I love it. Such a good one.
Yeah, and I did a stand up next to the cactus, so it's more like the Phoenix, Arizona vibe.
Oh, that's what. Okay, that's cool.
Why I choose to do
That's
it.
why you choose it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, oh, got to be on the cactus. Perfect. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Two more.
Yeah.
Same place, I think,
yes,
right?
Yes, same place.
Yeah, so cool. Looks like so much fun. I believe the last one might be there too.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good? No?
No.
Okay, let me get rid of it then. All right.
That's just a funny picture.
It was a funny picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was so good. Yeah, okay, well, I won't put it back up there.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. I thought, oh, there must be a story there, but
Yeah.
maybe not a good one, so we'll skip it.
We're just
Sometimes you get jokes.
Yeah, just joking around.
Super funny, yeah. So do you have anything you want to add? I mean, you're awesome. I mean, you were talking about being nervous, but you're so good. You're a pro. You're a pro. You're so good at this. Yeah.
I'm just like, I think I appreciate my job and the opportunity and the chance we had to like know each other through the interview and like get to like be on this podcast.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, we'll do it again sometime. It'll be fun.
Sure.
I think when I meet somebody like you and I'm like, oh, it's really cool. I want to ask them, but sometimes I chicken out. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to go ask her. Yeah. So I'm glad I did. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have fun.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we're going to bring you more stories of cool people doing cool things in Taiwan. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.